Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read for the 23rd of October. Just sitting here thinking about the fact that, I first started doing the bonus reads because I kept thinking, it's all very well to do what's cracking, but, it doesn't apply to everyone. Sometimes, you may not have that situation going on in your life because I'm picking up energies from everywhere. So I don't know if I've ever spoken about this before, but I mean, obviously if you've been with me for a long time, you would have realized this. Sometimes the bonus read gives us exactly the same read as the what's cracking. And I think the energies then must be very, very strong out in the ether for me to be picking up on exactly the same reading with a different deck of cards. And the same cards come through. And sometimes I'll have most of the reading will be repeat cards. Other times it seems to be a bit of a continuation. So the what's cracking will be the story and the bonus reading will be the follow-up story. And then, of course, sometimes we get completely different readings. So it's really amazing how spirit works like that. So if the reason for the reading tends to be really, really strong, then there's always that clarification, that backup stuff, just to let you know that someone's listening to you out there. So anyway, so I'm going to use the Gothic Tarot for the bonus read this morning. And I do have the Eight of Swords coming out. So the Eight of Swords is a card that talks of being stuck in your own head. So in the traditional tarot, we see a person who's got a blindfold on, ties around their middle, and they are stuck amongst 8 swords. Now, this is a prison of your own making. So it's something that you are overthinking here, that you're unable to escape from the overthinking, but it's not real. It's not real. It could be a real situation, but your overthinking is not real. So behind that, we have the Two of Cups. So I want to say to you, there's obviously some confusion, some hurt, some bad feelings here around a Two of Cups because you're overthinking some sort of relationship, situation. Behind that, I have the Two of Pentacles. So even with the Two of Pentacles and then the Four of Wands here. So you're trying to work out whether some sort of relationship that you're in or going to be in is going to bring you the stability you want. There seems to be a tossing up on whether to move forward here, on whether you go with your heart or you go with your head. So maybe your head's keeping you entrapped in this swords feeling, this Eight of Swords feeling, where your heart is pulling you forwards. Now, I know that people say to you very often, go with your heart, go with the feelings. But you see, sometimes, thinking things out is okay. Thinking if it's the right choice for you, thinking it's the right direction for you. Sometimes they really are an okay way to go. But if you find you're overthinking about it, then you may doubt something that may offer something wonderful. So what the universe is saying here is that you need to just go with the flow. Don't overthink it. Just go with it. Because there is stability here. Whether you see it at this time or not, the stability is there. Just go with the flow. Okay, so we have the King of Swords coming out. So we did have him in the What's Cracking reading. The King of Swords can represent the air signs, Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. But the King of Swords is a person who is very forthright. He can be a little bit blunt in the way he speaks. He's very direct. It's what makes him a King of Swords. He's in charge of his thoughts and he doesn't mind saying what he thinks. The only thing is with the King of Swords, sometimes he can be a little bit too cutting, or he can actually not talk at all, depending on what the situation is with the card. Like if it comes out reversed, I always think, he is not willing to talk about things. But this is not what you've got here. You've got a person who wants to talk about things here, someone who wants to speak up about something. Five of Wands coming through here. So there's a lot of mental conflict around this conversation, whether it's you or whether it's them. There's this feeling here with the Five of Wands of self-doubt. Mastery is what they're saying to me. I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe being able to take charge. Maybe this is why the overthinking, trying to understand whether someone is able to speak up about something or not. And we do have the Knave of Swords coming out again, which came out in the What's Cracking reading too. Now that fell out of the deck, so it could have been upside down, which he was in the What's Cracking reading. If so, you've got a person who wants to speak to you, but at the moment they're tied up in their own head. They're unable to move forward. And again, this can be you. There is a love on offer here with the Knight of Cups. Someone wants to offer you love, but they are so stuck in their heads about it. They're doubting their own feelings. They're going backwards and forwards, hence the Pentacles. So you are getting a repeat reading today. Two of Wands coming through. So the Two of Wands talks about taking a different path, walking on a different pathway. Maybe some of you have met someone that you want something with, but they're not being very forthright in what is going on for them. Maybe to you it looks like they're cold, uninterested, but I feel like for them there is a great deal of love here, but they are confused about how to move forward. Okay, and then we have the Two of Swords. So we've got all the twos coming through here. The Two of Swords is about a decision. So this person is still making a decision here. This is the problem here. And with the Two of Swords, I always think there's a situation holding them back and a situation that can move them forwards, like in the Two of Wands. But this person's stuck in a stalemate here. They can't make a decision because both solutions mean that there's going to be heartbreak and pain, and they're not real sure where to go with that. Five of Pentacles coming out here. So yes, someone's feeling very down, very unhappy, very sad because they are really stuck at a crossroads. Wow. Three of Wands. They are looking out towards the future. They are trying to focus on the future here, which is a good thing. Because in the What's Cracking reading, we had a similar sort of theme, but with them constantly looking back. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So what I want to say to you is this reading's taken us one step further, and there's the Knight of Cups coming through here, or the Knave of Page of Cups. So there's a message of love coming through here for you. Okay. I feel like this is a continuation of the What's Cracking this morning. I feel here, so we have the two twos here and we have two twos on the table. That's four twos. All twos are about decision making, making a decision between two things. You've got someone here with the Two of Cups. You've got the Two of Pentacles here, which means someone is trying to work out, I feel like if you're in a third party relationship, they're trying to make a decision between you and another person here. If it's two pathways, whether somebody is with you or whether they walk down a different pathway, they're trying to make the decision. There is a lot of conflict around this decision, but it's all internal for the person who's trying to make the decision. So if you're waiting on someone, I guess the universe is saying to be patient with them. They're going through a lot at the moment to make this decision. Now, if this is not love you're after, if you're thinking about whether it's a work situation, there's a possibility somebody has got to a decision where they've got it down to two people and they can't make their minds up. There's a brand new start on offer here. There is a lot of future focus in this reading, which there wasn't in the last reading. It was much about the past. But I feel like in this reading that this situation is about to move forward, that someone is realizing they do want something in their future. And even though at the moment they're tied in their head, they are starting to see that there is a future ahead for them. So whoever this is I'm reading for here, whether it's someone waiting on love, someone waiting on someone to leave someone else, someone waiting for some sort of situation to come to fruition here, it will have a positive turn. But it may be a little while before this person can get into this space because they are absolutely stressed, torn apart, unable to move forward at this time and healing. But I feel like in this reading with the Knave of Cups at the end that there will be some sort of positive outcome here, especially with the Ace of Wands and the Three of Wands. The card that's come out for you here is Deep Knowing, which is card 43. So I think you know this. I'm probably just validating it for a lot of people. This is about intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy and hypersensitivity. So intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of the human experience. You're given information that may make no sense whatever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You are now invited into this sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Wow, it says here under the relationship message, there are occasions when you know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. So it's about that happening here, about you knowing, your deep sense of knowing that something is happening here, but maybe you're doubting it a little bit, and that's why the universe is coming in to say, if you doubted the return of this person, the offer from this person, the apology, the situation to heal, it's coming. Have a wonderful day.